wanted a puppet to do Grandma. Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. Let me just tell you that wonderful things are going to happen tonight. I got to see this artist for the very first time at a thing called Pass the Guitar. Now, if you've never heard of Pass the Guitar, there's one coming up on November 2nd at the UU Church at 19 J Street in New London. So there you go. Check it out. But I got to see him at a Pass the Guitar that was in Westerly, and I found him to be amazing. So he is here as a return guest. So you've seen him before if you're a steady watcher of Grandma's Attic, which you should be. So how's that? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the fact that you do tune in. I would like you to welcome into your homes tonight, though, Glen from Wild Sun.
Like a man who's seen darkness in the eyes of the most serene and falls right in. I was a hit and run, fled from the scenes of attempted love, knowing full well that it would come. Yesterday's truths. You can try all you want, you can try till your face turns blue. No, you can't run away from the stories and the soles of your shoes. If it was as easy as that, would you still be you? Thought I should skip town, far from the same hole we go back down, far from the throne of your broken crown. There is no far enough now. You were the infidel, said to be the queen of the rebel yell. Suitor stood before you from an endless well, but it was me that fell. But you can't outrun the ghost of yesterday's truths. You can try all you want, you can try till your face turns blue. But you can't run away from the stories and the soles of your shoes. If it was as easy as that, can't outrun the ghost of yesterday's truths. You can try all you want, you can try till your face turns blue. No, you can't run away from the stories and the soles of your shoes. If it was as easy as that, would you still be you? If it was as easy as that, would you still be you? Thank you. This is a song called Shy Hinges off my band Wild Sun's first record. Did I ever tell you how much I loved you? If not, here's a toast to that and the things I never did to. It's just the Poseidon, it's not in your mind when Dionysus slowly disrobes and crawls into your bed. Well, I found myself on roads that I'd never traveled down, and I've drawn tired fists in the alleys of this town. But when the river gets low, you can bet I'll swim before I drown. I've built this home to stand tall, shy hinges and all. All that I could take with me to my grave, the only thing I'll bring along with me is the cleanest of slates. Well, I found myself on roads swore that I'd never traveled down, and I've drawn tired fists in the alleys of this town. But when the river gets low, you can bet I'll swim before I drown. Well, I've built this home to stand tall, shy hinges and all. I've built this home to stand tall, shy hinges and all. So goes the days go by. What of your worth and what of mine? It's all washed in time. Try to be the best there was in anything that you have ever done. Like you're the only one. They say it's one of those things on and on. Is it ever really to you though? Come on. We'll sew feathers to our spines and we'll soar straight into the sun. We'll keep on doing things about the things we haven't done. Settle the score against yourself, 'cause in the end you lose when you think everything that you think is the truth. Frozen to come back again. Found that all I'd loved it came and went, just like they said. Well, maybe some things circle back, but they never do the way you planned. Oh, you can count on that. They say it's one of those things, on and on. Is it ever really to you though? Come on. We'll sew feathers to our spines and we'll soar straight into the sun. We'll keep on doing things about the things we haven't done. Settle the score against yourself, 'cause in the end you lose when you think everything that you think is the truth. We'll sew feathers to our spines and we'll soar straight into the sun. We'll keep on doing things about the things we haven't done. Settle the score against yourself, 'cause in the end you lose when you think everything that you think is the truth. When you think everything that you think is the truth. Thank you. This is a song I wrote on New Year's this past year about resolutions and resolving not to have any real resolutions except just accepting the things as they are. It's called All You Can Do. A sycamore sways in spite of its weight, like unmeant words that you can't unsay. Past days hang in a frame on the wall, constantly come to pass, but they still linger on. Cries for the everyman and cries for the law, cries for the ones who have given up. Prayers will be said, but they work too slow when you have to fix the things that someone else broke. It's all you can do. 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 I looked to the crowd and I felt so small. I have to wonder why I even worry at all. Got the tools in a box and a plan and a game, but the bartender winks and I order the same. It's all you can do. 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 Second-hand premonitions can't solve the world in a day. Keeping on with the thinking, but I still don't know what to say. It can patter like the rain or rush like the flood. All that's gonna be left are the things you've done. Say one for me and I'll say one for you. Cheers to trying to make it through. It's all you can do. It's all you can do. It's all you can do. All you can do. Thank you. So I live in a real small town, and I've lived there most of my life. This is a song about hoping or imagining something beyond that. There ain't much going on here in this sleepy little town. All the empty storefronts boarded up, the train's been long shut down. Repeating tired lines like, should we get another here? To the same old tired faces I've been running with for years. So I may not be deluded. A vision's grander than this place. Reassure me there's a window that opens wider than this frame. There's a straggler on the sidewalk. He's been pacing for some time, shaking fists and shouting out. No one pays him any mind. My dad was born around the corner, as was his and I was too. Got my feet so deeply planted, here my toes have turned to roots. So I may not be deluded. A vision's grander than this place. Reassure me there's a window that opens wider than this frame. There's all these pictures of days that have gone by. All around me are reminders that it's time for me to try to leave so I can move on, to move so I can leave behind every trace left in this place that brings you back to me. So I may not be deluded. A vision's grander than this place. Reassure me there's a window that opens wider than this frame. reassure me there's a window that opens wider than this frame. Thank you. This is a newer song called She's Leaving, about letting go of someone or something. A breeze blows in the quiet of a summer afternoon, through distant chimes and softly swaying blooms, slipping into autumn on the last days here with you. I'm in knots over what you are sleeping through. Maybe I was selfish trying to keep you here this long. Maybe you were happy just to be around. Time ticks forward, I know that it's no use holding on. It's true you never said a word of it at all. She is leaving now, she was already gone. She was already gone. To yourself you hope these things will pass without the weight, but gravity never has too much on its plate. Sitting in the armchair where you tried to learn to pray, you are sleeping through what's keeping me awake. She is leaving now, but she was already gone. She was already gone. She is leaving now, but she was already gone. She was already gone. She is leaving now, but she was already gone. She was already gone. You'd be surprised to know I don't just write melancholy songs. Here's a satirical song about kind of what's going on in life, in the world. Well, I was in a craze and she was drunk. We both said I love you just a little too much. When we were sober, we were both pretty hushed. I wonder what that's all about. 2 for 2 and toodaloo to you. You're gonna live until you die, no matter what you do. Till then I'm gonna swim in a martini coupe and have a little Mary Jane to boot. Hey, what do you know? It's systemic. Boredom is the new epidemic. Go up in flames like your childhood saints and cue the credits. Get to thinking that it's all a game. Get a notification that you're going insane. History is there so we can do the same. I wonder what that's all about. Hey, what do you know? It's systemic. It's just $1 million once you get it. Spend the remains like your childhood saints and cue the credits. Get yourself a spot on a reality show. They're gonna give away the White House in the last episode. I'd like to think that mine is an outrageous joke, but here we are without a doubt. Well, here's the thing, it all circles back. You get to thinking that you're getting back on track. Then one day it seems it wasn't even that bad. I wonder what that's all about. Hey, what do you know? It's systemic. People talked until they no longer meant it, and everything fades like your childhood saints into semantics. My band Wild Sun has a new album coming out, available everywhere this December. And I'd like to do one off that called Moving Picture. I had a teacher when I was younger who always used to say that the movie always looks different depending where you sit. And I forgot about it for years, and then remembered it one day, and this song kind of came out of that. Welcome to the moving picture. What kind of end do you predict? Someone told me once it all looks different depending where you sit. It's different depending where you sit. Camera and lazy eye, we need to hide a million things or two. Backstage is a man I admire, but I've been paid to keep him hidden from view. There's always something hidden from you. Well, I picked up the trophy and picked up the bill, and a head full of reasons I'm falling ill. Cancel my plans, I've got nowhere to go, and I'm going alone. Hey, wake me up, I missed my line. Award season is coming, and they're calling this the best role in my life. Yeah, they're calling this the role of my life. Well, I picked up the trophy and picked up the bill, and a head full of reasons I'm falling ill. Cancel my plans, I've got nowhere to go, and I'm going alone. Jumping back into the same conclusions, covered up the heart of my sleeve. Undoing knots at the end of the line to watch it all come easily. It always comes off easily. Spun a web of guilt to lay on, built a tower on the top of the hill. See it sway till it finally crumbles, but still all tangled up in silk. I'm always tangled up in guilt. Well, I picked up the trophy, picked up the bill, and a head full of reasons I'm falling ill. Cancel my plans, I've got nowhere to go, and I'm going alone. I've got nowhere to go, going alone. Thank you. So if you've ever been awake at night, lying in your bed trying to fall asleep, you know there's that point in the night where the birds start chirping, and you kind of hit that point where you're not going to have a good day the next day, and probably not going to get much sleep. This was one of those nights, and I was tossing and turning and heard those birds and figured, all right, I'll write you guys a song. It's called Oriole. L'Oreal, sing me a song. I've got time to give, there's nowhere I belong. I was thinking of someone I don't even know anymore. Little L'Oreal, how do you move when it feels like the world's turned its back on you? I know you can't hear me, but I talk as if you do. Oh, I was hoping for me it would not be the same. It is anyway. Little L'Oreal, how many men have hoped your flight takes what is haunting their heads? Are we trying too hard to find God in the beat of your wing? So little L'Oreal, what's there to say when you realize it all slowly fades till it's gray? I'm in love with the truth, but I long for the comfort of lies. Oh, I was hoping for me would not be the same. It is anyway. Little L'Oreal, stay here with me. We'll tell ourselves that we'll outlast everything. Or maybe you'll leave me to up and take off in the wind. I guess it is what it is.
This next tune is kind of an outlaw travel song called Hedon or Heathen.
Drove to Missoula with the company car and siphoned gas from the neighbor's yard. Motel room, funeral for dying arts, and a gift shop guide to what you know you're not. I'm standing on the high dive, white knuckle in a daiquiri. I'm passed out on your couch through the daylight, bet you can't get rid of me. A heathen or a heathen, never doing anything that I should. Just don't tell God what I've been up to. I took a cab to Toledo, got the name of the place all wrong. 2 days later, with a kid on the way, kicked out of every local bar. New states with the same old games. I got a movie script for a mouth. Dirty pictures in my wallet fold, but I swear I got it figured out. A heathen or a heathen, never doing anything that I should. Just don't tell God what I've been up to. Rotten flowers on the windowsill. I said I'd call her, but I know I never will. We wrote our vows on a cocktail napkin, said I would, knowing that it would never happen. A heathen or a heathen, never doing anything that I should. Just don't tell God. A heathen or a heathen, never doing anything that I should. Just don't tell God what I've been up to.
Want to come sit with me?
Absolutely. Thank you.
While Glenn is getting over here and plugged in, let me just remind you about the wonderful things going on in New London. There's a show called The F-Stops here down at the Hygienic, and that is running November 2nd through, I forgot the date. Anyway, also coming up at the Mohegan Sun is the live local competition, and some of your favorite local artists are going to be performing in that, and if you can get out to support them, do that. If not, go online and check out how to vote for your local favorites, okay? Because that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, it is the holiday season, so remember, shop local and support your local artists and your local mom and pop shops. Keep the money and the economy here. That's what we need to do. The big box stores don't need our money, but our local musicians will do the jig. Our local artists will do a jig if you buy their local art, and the people you give it to will also do the jig because it's good stuff, okay? All right, we're going to talk to Glenn now. How are you?
I'm doing well.
It's
Glad to be here.
It's so good to see you again.
Yeah.
How
Good to
have
be
you
back.
been? How
I've
have you been?
Very good.
Tell me about Wild Sun.
So we're just finishing a new album.
I heard that.
It'll
That's
be out-
exciting.
Yeah, really excited. It's been a couple years for us. It'll be out this December.
Nice.
Yep.
You're going to bring it to WCNI and
Oh, absolutely.
do the whole radio thing
Yep.
with me. Okay. Just checking. You know, I got to get my
Your plugs in
yeah,
there.
my plugs in so
Yeah.
that I can have you on the radio. That will
Yep.
be awesome. Tell us about Wild Sun. What kind of a band is it? And tell us about the other players so that the audience will know who you have playing with you and stuff.
Absolutely. So Wild Sun is these songs you just heard, but with the energy of a alternative 90s rock trio.
Nice.
So it has that rock energy. I kind of compare it to like the Wallflowers, where you have
Okay.
a folk song sitting on a bed of driving alternative rock.
Nice.
And so it's a three-piece power trio, Cameron Robeson on drums and Paul Fazio on bass. We've been playing together since 2014.
Okay.
So this is our second full-length album.
Nice. How did the first album do?
First album did very well. It got on national radio. We did really well for a couple years, and then we were touring all the time, and then we just all personally really wanted to pull it back a little bit and
I
take time
understand.
to write a new record and all that before, kind of redoing the whole cycle of being out on the road and all that.
Right, I understand that. Let's talk a little bit about your songwriting. I happen to be a fan of your songwriting. I find it to be, you said that we might be surprised that not all your songs are melancholy. I don't find all your songs melancholy. I do find them all to be socially engaging and personally moving, just for me.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I can't speak for anybody else that listens to your music. I can only speak for myself. But it's extremely listenable.
Thank you.
And that's a good thing. What makes you write a song?
There's sort of nuggets of truth, whether it's a personal truth or something you see in a friend, or I like to sit and write at a coffee shop or a bar where I can observe people. Kind of those stories that we all share in common.
I understand
Those
that.
are the things that I like to write about.
So you sit down in a coffee house or a bar and write the whole song, or just write out the words and then how does that happen for you, that whole?
It's funny, there's no formula. So
Okay.
sometimes I'll have 3 songs I'm working on musically, and then I'll kind of have them in my head, and then I'll just, get a lyrical idea that a light will go off and, that'll fit with this musical thing I've been working on.
Okay.
Other times it'll just all fall out of nowhere, and the whole song and the melody and the words all come together at once.
I've heard a lot of musicians say, it just comes to me. It's
Yeah.
one of those things that happens. Do the other 2 guys write music in the band?
No, but it kind of takes on a new form with the band.
Okay.
Once I present a song, they'll play a part a certain way that kind of changes the feel of the song.
Oh, I understand that. So you give them free rein to putting their nuances into your music.
I would say yes, they might say no. Yeah, I think I do, but
You think you do.
I might
I
try
understand.
and pull the reins in a little bit.
Do you prefer your music to be mellow than to be more rock and rolly? You like your songs to be more folk mellow?
I do, because I think that's how the song gets across the best way. I think you can hide a lot with, clanging guitars and drums, but if you strip that away and you just hear the song, I think that's often the most powerful.
I agree with you. When did you write your first song?
That I would like, probably 16, but I was writing songs when I was 12 or 13 about.
Really? And did you know that you were going to be a musician at that point in your life?
No, I wanted to be an environmental, DEM person, go around and go in the woods all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What changed your mind? Because you're definitely a musician and you're definitely out there doing what you need to do for music.
I was doing that on the side at the same time I was going to school and stuff, and just decided I liked playing out better
Nice.
than studying.
And where do you see you and Wild Sun going in the next few years?
I'm moving down to Nashville this winter to try and pursue some songwriting stuff, and kind of putting the band, kind of coming back and forth to do the band, but sort of putting that a little bit on the back burner to do, trying to do more solo songwriting like we talked about, letting the song really.
At the same time as putting out a new album, you're going to go to Nashville?
Well, yeah, after the fact. I think that, and that's one of the cool things we learned hitting the road and going so behind an album that so much of it doesn't take place physically. A lot, and it's just the nature of how we're an internet culture right now. A lot of it
I agree.
can happen, even terrestrial radio. So much of our success came from all around the country, not being in places, just
Right.
getting radio play and developing fan bases in places we've never been.
So do you think that your fans are going to be excited and all over this new album? Is it the same musically as the last album?
It's pretty similar, yeah.
Yeah? Then they'll know what they'll know what they're getting when they
Yeah.
go looking for it.
It's a step or two up, but it's not, leaps and bounds different.
Okay. Where are you guys playing?
So we're doing the album release show December 29th at the Knickerbocker in Westerville.
Nice. Nice. What a great venue.
It really is.
We love that place.
It's a great spot.
It is a good spot, and it does so much for the community, and it gives so many new artists and artists that have some seasoning behind them. It gives them the opportunity to wear their tears and tear their wares. It's a great place. We love the Nick. We just did a show there a couple of weeks ago called Women's Voices.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good show.
Christine Ullman.
Yeah.
Yep.
She headlined, and Laura Dowding was there. And,
Kayla Farnham.
Yeah, Kayla Farnham, and Someone You Can X-Ray.
That's right.
What a great show. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. If you had your way with this CD that you're putting out and your band, what would you do after you get done with Nashville? I know that Nashville's your focus right now, so what would you do after that with your band and this album?
Well, I like New England. I don't not want to live here long term.
Okay.
But just have the ability to kind of go wherever and, pursue music in a bigger way that supports me and all. And not to be famous, just to be able to have a career with it.
Nice. Some people think that they have to get famous to have a career, and that's not necessarily
No.
true. You just need to get a good fan base and entertain when you go out. If
Right.
you get a few people that say, "Oh, they're really good, let's go see them," they're going to bring a few more people every time that they go, and you're going to get that following that you want. If you could pick any country, including this one if you choose, to play in, where would you be playing?
I would probably play somewhere like Denmark or one of those cool, seemingly very happy countries where
Right?
everything's relaxed and yeah. Plus, I just want to visit. So
Yeah, well, that can happen. That
Yeah.
can happen. We all need to look at those things. When did you start playing instruments? Were you playing from the time you were very young, or did you not start till you were like 12?
no, I played drums and then piano when I was young, and then I picked up guitar around 12.
Mm-hmm.
So a long time.
Do you find that piano is easier to write music on, or do you write music in your head and then transcribe it to the guitar? Or how do you do that?
Both. Piano it just makes you think differently. Seeing it all laid out, it's more of a percussive instrument, so you can kind of build in the rhythm a little bit more heavily than you can on just a guitar.
I agree. I agree.
And accompany yourself with sort of low notes, the bass. So I find if I'm getting stuck on guitar, I'll sit at the piano and vice versa.
Nice. So you own a piano.
Yeah, I have an electric keyboard.
Nice.
One day I'll have a grand piano or something.
I don't have a grand. I just have a little one. But I think that every home should have a keyboard in it.
Yeah.
Every home. I think it should be like furniture.
Oh,
Everybody has a
absolutely.
couch. Everybody should have a piano. I say that on this show a lot.
Yeah.
I believe it's important for kids to learn about music.
Oh, yeah.
If you could teach kids, what is the most important thing about music that you would teach them?
I think music is a universal language. Not everyone necessarily plays it, but everybody, for the most part, mines something from music that speaks to them. And if you're so driven to sort of speak that language or develop your own voice in music, I'd encourage everybody to. It's just something that connects us all, and rhythm and melody is something that we all share.
You think?
I mean, not everyone has rhythm, but they understand
I was going to say,
it.
I know some people that don't have a lot of rhythm.
But they understand it, and it.
I think that's true.
Is
I
it-
think that's true.
It's one of those things that I think we all share.
I agree with you. In following up on an earlier question, in making music, certain things, you sit in a bar, you sit in a coffee house, and you say that you feed on personal experiences. Do you have a certain formula to the words? Is there a poetry formula that goes with that? Or do you just make the words fit the music, or the music fit the words? What's the formula for that for you?
Well, with words, I like poetry and I like words and I like books. I don't think I'm cut out to write books, but I like that how powerful language is. So generally, I'll think about what I want to say, and then I'll kind of sketch that out. But then I'll really laser in on what's the best way I could say this, or what's the most direct way without wasting a whole verse on one thing I could probably say in 2 or 3 words. So I go back through what I write a lot and try to really zero in on what I'm trying to say in the quickest possible way. Because with a song, you don't have 800 pages like a book. You have 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You really have to get across quickly what you're trying to convey.
So the message needs to be simplistic at best in order for you to get it across in that short of a time. But what a platform you have to get out whatever your satirical song, for instance, your little song of satire that you said was about the world as we see it today. Very real, very a little satire-ish, but very real and very to the point, and I think that that's a wonderful thing. I want to talk a little bit about the reasoning behind where I met you was at Pass the Guitar.
Right.
And Pass the Guitar is, it wasn't started here, but Hugh Birdsall does it here in New London, and Joe Glennon kind of stole that idea to bring it to Westerly.
Right.
When he asked you to play Pass the Guitar, did you care what Pass the Guitar was about, or did you want to play it just because you wanted to be seen?
No, I would say I didn't play it at all to want to be seen. I just like the idea behind one guitar and a number of musicians sort of sharing that stage and each giving their own song. And you heard a variety of things that day, and it's
We
cool.
we did.
And it goes back to kind of what I said. Everyone, musically, it's a language. Everyone has their own voice and things they want to say and ways they want to say it.
I agree with you.
So it's
and
cool.
for it to be raising money for the Homeless Hospitality Center or the Warming Center or whatever, helping the communities homeless, whatever it does in that area is so important right now. We see so many homeless in our neighborhoods, and so many people that just are oblivious or turn their eye to it. Is there a song in that somewhere?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to be the one that writes it?
I can try. Yeah.
It's a heavy
I tend to go
thing.
for the heavy things, so that's kind of in my.
It is in your genre, and it is in your melancholy way.
Yeah.
To touch on the heaviness of spirit that goes with the homeless. I think that a song from you would be real. It would be a thing that actually touched people's hearts. So just back here, when you're in Nashville doing that songwriting thing,
Yeah.
you're going to see in Nashville on a grander scale than Westerly or New London, because I've seen it.
Yeah, right.
The amount of homelessness in Nashville is almost scary. I mean, it's bad here, and it is very obvious, but there it's across the board, and it affects, homelessness takes people from every walk of life.
Right.
So it's really important that we do things about it. So that's a little bit on my soapbox about that. Glenn, as always, I've run out of time. You have a song you're going to take us out with, right?
Sure do.
I look forward to that. Bring your album to WCNI. I'll play it on the air, and we'll have a little talk there,
Great.
and that will be great.
All right.
Thank you for coming
Looking
and
forward to it.
representing your band. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. And don't forget to take off your mic. So while Glenn's going back over there to get up and sing us another song, let me just remind you that cold weather is here. It's really important that you check on your neighbors. You have neighbors that are elderly, neighbors with children. Make sure they have shoes on their feet, socks on their feet. Socks are really important. Some people forget that people need socks. Check on your neighbors. Make sure they have heat. Make sure they have food. A community is about people coming together to help one another. Let's do that in our community. Let's show the world what New London County is all about. Until next week, everybody, God bless. Have a really great week, and I'll see you next week. Same Grandma time, same Grandma channel. Bye-bye.
Will the peep frogs in the springtime make me smile when you are gone? Will I come to dread the arrival of their sound? Will the crocus re-emerging reassure me life goes on? And will I find new life when you are gone? And will I find new life when you are gone? Will I still take pride in a day's work when you are gone? Will I convince myself that I can talk to you through song? Will I laugh when I see you in something I've done? Or will I measure up to when you're gone? Or will I measure up to when you're gone? Most of the time, time isn't on your side. Wish to be older, to be younger, to never say goodbye. I used to be a dreamer, no alarm could wake. Now I'm facing facts that I don't want to face. I am facing facts that I don't want to face. Will I be consumed with my regrets?